Hey everyone, it's Robin, Artist Island Crafts, and welcome to my studio. This is my Whip It Wednesday video where I'm going to show you the crafty goodness that I've been working on this week. I've been busy. It seems like I've gotten my schedule all flip-flop lately. I've been motivating a little slower in the morning and working later at night, which has been kind of fun. So I have a lot of fun sewing that I did at night that I'm going to show you. But first I want to say thank you to everyone who entered to win a 28mm, what's this one called? This one's Clara from Missouri Star. The winners have been chosen. You can check out my Instagram to see who won, and these are going to be going out in the mail this week. I keep hearing all these strange noises. The one time I sit perfectly still and the house is quiet, and all of a sudden all these noises start happening. Do you find that happens in your house or your sewing space? My table's right here, and for most of you know, I have that hope chest underneath, and Miss Mocha, my white calico, was sleeping there, and all of a sudden I hear meow, 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 meow. Oh, she must have been having a good dream. Anyway, thank you guys so much. And for those that entered but didn't win, I decided I'm also going to send out fabric postcards because I know what it feels like when you enter to win and there's a smaller number of entrants and you had 3 chances to win and your name wasn't drawn. So I like to send a little something out to those who didn't win. It makes me feel good, and I hope it makes them feel good too. We also celebrated Chuck's birthday. You can see the Chuck the Duck shirt. You want to see a close-up of that or of the bag, you can also see that on my Instagram. A little behind the scenes information with the Missouri Star items. Each month we receive, or so far I've received an email each month letting us know what's going to be happening, what sales are going on, what they're celebrating, what fabric lines are coming out, and we're invited to pick and choose what we'd like to help celebrate and join with. So I just received the one this morning for May, June, and I think July also. So basically the summer information. They've got a lot going on. So I'm going to sign up for a few of the things and I'll let you know as they come what's going to be happening. But there is a new template set. So for those of you that love the templates, there's a 4th of July, possibly a summer set that's coming out. It may already be out, I'm not sure, but that's something to look forward to. I find that I'm really enjoying taking the little templates and adding them to the smaller projects like my zipper pouches. So even though I don't use all of the templates, I still feel like they're fun to get the sets to try them out. I love summertime things and the 4th of July, so I'm really looking forward to see what they have coming up. Do you guys remember the video I did with the potato chip blocks or the broken courthouse steps? I took both of those and I turned them into hot pads. I've quilted the front and the back so they have those cross hatching on them. This one has the black and orange Halloween theme, so I went with the big old polka dots. Thought this one was fun. This has the sewing charm pack, so it has a lot of sewing themed. A few different, the reds really pop out. So I chose this fun polka dot tone-on-tone red for the back. No binding or anything on that, just a quick stitch and flip. These are going to be going out as rewards to my patrons for anyone who's been here for 4 years with me over on my Patreon channel. So if you haven't seen Sunday's video, go ahead and pop over to the Patreon channel, check out that video and see who won. And then we'll start working on year 5's giveaway. I think using a 12.5-inch block and turning it into a large hot pad is a great idea. You of course can do it with the smaller blocks too, but most of us have test blocks or extra blocks for making quilts. You can also take, obviously, 4 6.5-inch squares and put them together and make a bigger block and still have a 12.5-inch square. They make really great hot pads because you could put a big old pot on it, a casserole dish. I have these little glass bowls with plastic lids for meal prep, and I let things cool for just a little bit on the counter, not too long. But when I put them in the refrigerator, I can put 4 of them on just one hot pad instead of trying to put a bunch of little hot pads or pot holders in the fridge, because I have the glass shelves and I don't like to put hot things on them or even frozen cold things on them if you're letting them defrost in the fridge. So I think this is just a great use for any of your leftover blocks. This weekend, my daughter and I spent a couple hours Sunday morning looking at upright freezers because we need a little more freezer space to do meal prep and to just have, I like to make a bunch of frozen muffins and stuff and keep them in the freezer. So we were out looking at upright freezers and we did a little Walmart shopping, and I received a message from a customer asking if I had any more of these Santa pouches in the shop. And I said, no, I'm sorry, I don't have any more. They're all sold out. And she asked me, can I make some? So Sunday, I spent my day doing grocery shopping, freezer shopping. We did get a freezer. It's going to be here on Thursday, I believe, and making zipper pouches. And I wasn't really sure, since I didn't have the original fabric. This is the fabric that I would have chosen to, well, I mean, obviously I chose it, right? I think that this one works really well, but I wasn't sure, so I, of course, made two, because while you're doing everything, why not make a second one? And I'm going to let her choose which one she wants, and then the other one will just be left over in the shop. I used a white snowflake fabric for the inside, and I got very few white tassels, but I just knew it had to have a white tassel versus a red one so that it could be like the little white pom-pom on Santa's hat. It did take me a little bit to find my notes. I had everything written down, which means that when I go out this week, I probably need to stop at like a Staples or something, or an Office Max type place. I need to get one notebook to keep all of the things that I've created with my little notes, even if it's something as simple as when I made this pencil pouch for Friday's video, what were my dimensions? I actually have those written down here on one of my planners, which is great, but what happens in 2026 when I have a different planner, or later this year, will I know where I wrote it down? I think I have 4 or 5 different places that I keep all of my notes. So I want to go ahead and get them consolidated. Plus, I really enjoy going office supply shopping. Pens, paper, notebooks, sticky notes, staplers, scissors, the little organizers to put in your desk drawer. I don't care. I love shopping for office supplies, back to school supplies. We shop for back to school supplies. Well, I still shop even now, and nobody's gone back to school in quite a while. So if you're interested in one of these, let me know. Keep an eye out in the shop. There may be one extra. I don't know. She might decide she wants both, or decide she doesn't like either of them. And I can always make more because I found my notes. You guys know how much I love to make zipper pouches. So once again, here is the one from Friday. It was my little Mother's Day tutorial. I know it was a long tutorial. I love these two fabrics. They're so pretty. But I wanted to make sure, especially for a Mother's Day gift, that anyone at any age and any skill level would be able to make one of these zipper pouches and have a gift for themselves, their mother, grandmother, aunt, uncle, father, whoever they want to make them for, that they would be able to successfully make them. I have been thinking to record a little bit when I'm just making zipper pouches, to have some quick related videos. So if someone comes across this video, I can have a link for a quick version that's like, you know, the 5 to 7 minutes that people like. No talking, just sewing, no tips, no tricks. Here it is. Let's make a pouch, so that they can have that available to them, or people who want the longer version can have this. Now, I watch a lot of tutorials when I'm trying to figure out something, or if I want to see, is there a new technique for sewing in zippers? Is there something different for getting the edges to line up, or to have the bottom not have, sometimes it gets a little bit of a dip in there if you don't press it properly or sew it evenly, or the corners coming out right. I'll just take that little button at the bottom of the video. I just slide it on down to the point where I want to watch something. It's really helpful, and I try to remember to put the measurements in the description box so that if anyone needs the information, they can just grab it even if they don't watch the video. I received a really sweet fabric postcard at my P.O. box recently for Easter. Isn't it so adorable? I love how it has, the fabric has that embossed look, and it reminds me of like a kimono, and it has the flowers and the trees that you see. And then it has the white flowers on the blue in the background. It's just so pretty. I'm gonna add it to my collection of fabric postcards. I did go and get one of those thick 3-ring binders. I got the little sleeves that go in it for the baseball cards, and I filled it all the way up, and then I went out in the garage and I opened up a box and I found another Ziploc envelope of fabric postcards. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Obviously, what I'm doing is not working. I think my simplest solution is going to be to get like a plastic container and just put them in it, and then I can open it up and pull them out and touch them and flip through them and look at them anytime I want. They're not pictures, they're little pieces of art, so they are not gonna work in a photo album. I try a few different things and I eventually find the process that works for me, whether it's for fabric postcards, tote bags, zipper pouches, or anything. Thank you so much. The person who sent me the fabric postcard also sent me a sweet little note, but it was on the back of this. This is off of Wednesday, March 12th, one of those calendar a day things, page a day, baby boomer trivia. So I thought I would go ahead and just give you a little trivia. Which female sitcom star had to fight the network to be able to wear slacks on screen? So here are your options. You can go ahead and let me know what your answer is down in the comments. I actually knew right away. I just remembered the trivia of this from long ago and how big and important it was. And I really enjoyed the 60s sitcoms. Rob and I used to watch them all the time together, and it was just something nice and relaxing, and some of them could be a little bit strange and little innuendos or whatever, or the situations were just a little weird, and how the wife and the mother took care of all this and that and the next thing, but it was really relaxing to watch. Another project I finished is this little crossover body bag. It's a little kit, or I should say it's more like a panel from Missouri Star, and you can find it other places, but I have an idea that that's where the person who sent it to me purchased it from. So I decided to go ahead and make it up because it's just a cute little ice cream cone. It's just simple. Now, this panel just came with the outside fabric and the straps, so you just had one panel that had all of these pieces, top, bottom, this side, and the straps, but I decided that I wanted to add a little extra. It's just cotton fabric, like quilting cotton, but I wanted to put a lining in it because I thought for it to just be this fabric, it could be fun, but by adding in the lining fabric, it makes it a little bit more useful. They do suggest that you use fusible fleece, so it would have some stability still, and I think having the fusible fleece as the inside part without the lining would work really well. But I've been trying to decide on different ways to do this style. Now, I know I found how to do it once, and I've made a few, and I don't remember how because I probably didn't write it down in my little notebook. But I found something else, and it was a little bit different. I ended up doing a little hand sewing all the way down at the bottom, but there's no raw edges, and here is the bottom, and I think I did a pretty good job, so you can't really tell. My ladder stitch isn't the best, but I think it's pretty good. Now that you know I've sewn it by hand, you can see a little bit of a blip there, but otherwise, if you didn't know, I don't think you would even notice. In bags like this, most of the time people don't see what's all the way at the bottom because they're putting things in it. So I think this is the perfect one to just put like your little cell phone in, and then just to take it out for like flea markets and thrift stores, quick run to the grocery store. You can still have some room to put a thin wallet in there. It feels reasonably sturdy. I didn't do anything special with the handles because of the way everything was. I just went with put it together the way they said, but I made sure I sewed everything in nice and tight so it can handle the weight of a phone. Plenty of room when it zips up, and I have one of the larger phones. I like to get bigger phones, so if mine fits, then a lot of things will fit. Sometimes you can even fit, I don't know the different sizes of Kindles or tablets or whatever, but the most important thing I would think, in my opinion, is that you could go ahead and fit your phone in there. and a wallet would be nice. So that's really cute. If you want to make one like this, go ahead and check out the Missouri Star website. I don't know if they have anything going on sale right now for it. And I don't know if my link will do anything, but I always appreciate it when you guys grab my link and go ahead and click through there. I fixed all the broken links. Everything is better. My mistake for doing something a little bit weird and wacky at the time. So I appreciate those who let me know that the links weren't working in certain videos in certain areas, and that now you can go ahead and click it. You never know when they're going to turn it on and start counting how many people click through the link or not. So I appreciate it when you guys do. Same thing, the Babylon leather, that one is still active. If anyone wants to click through that link, see what they have going on for sale for Mother's Day, maybe pick up a small kit or something. I do really think that they're really nice bags. My daughter's shown pictures of it to her friends and stuff that are into little bags like that, and they think it's really cute. And there were just so many fun things on the website. Now, those of you that are here regularly, you might remember that I made an earth tone duffel bag for my crafty godmother. And it's basically a weekend bag for traveling or really spending the day out doing something. So she wanted a tote bag that would be more useful for day-to-day stuff. So I went ahead and I put this one together. She sent me the fabrics. So this is it's kind of like a suede. It's not real, whatever it is. I don't know what kind of material it is. It's kind of quilted bag. So it's a little bit squishy like and not sturdy like if you had vinyl or leather. So it's not that type of material, but I added some interfacing and fusible fleece and batting and all of that stuff to give it a little bit of structure so it can stand up a bit. I had a bag zipper, so I have the really big old zipper up on the top. Big old compared to like the head on this zipper compared to that one. This one's just a bag zipper, which means that it's wider on the fabric part and the teeth. I think this is what some of the small businesses that are going to like markets and stuff, they're making these fabric bows and they're putting them in the little hole there, because there's no way I'm going to get one of those fabric bows to squish through that little tiny hole there. I can barely get some ribbons and stuff through it, so you would need something larger like this. Do you remember last week or the week before when I made the kitty cat tote bag and I was worried that the pockets were so low in the bag? Well, it was one of those duh Robin moments. It was low in the bag because I'd made the bag taller than wider than the way I usually do. So this one, I think it turned out really well. I have a zipper pouch right there, or zipper bag nope. I added a zipper to the lining. There we go. So I have a zipper pocket in the lining, and then I have the pockets right there. I'll turn it right side out in a second, and more pockets there. I've been calling these diaper bag pockets because that's the only thing I can think of. I guess they're maybe just like a slip pocket, but it's a big pocket that goes all the way across. It sits on the bottom of the bag, so when you put the weight of something in it, like a cell phone, it won't weigh down and pull on the lining. I'm always afraid that I'm gonna find extra strings everywhere that need trimming, which is why I always triple check my items before I mail them out, which does not guarantee there won't be any extra threads. But I always worry that it's going to pull on any of the stitching in the seams. So having it sit on the bottom of the bag like this, it holds the weight through the structure of the bag and the handles. So there's plenty of pockets to put cell phones. I don't want to grab a pen and use, more thread. I wouldn't want to grab a pen and put it in someone else's bag, but the side ones here are nice and a little bit closer together, so you could put some pens. You can use this for a knitting or crochet bag. Take it out if you're going to one of those retreats or something, and you can have plenty of room to tuck things in. I can tell I finished this bag at night because I missed a few strings. This fabric also frays an awful lot. I don't know. I always have this strange impression, and the reason I think of things is not like a good reason. So this fabric it's not wild and crazy. It's calmed down. It's kind of mild, earth tones, muted. So therefore the quality should be better. But wild and crazy fabric like this, it's okay if the quality is not great because it's wild and crazy. And that's not a good reason to have those thoughts. So I have my little zipper here. I added a little angel tag on it and a tassel. I used the same fabric from the lining. Now I did have to piece some fabrics together to get it to work, but the trick, if you want to use something for your pockets, and this type of pocket, you have 2 pieces of fabric or 1 piece folded over. So you have a lining fabric and an outer fabric, but I didn't have enough of either of the fabrics to make both pockets. So the pockets are the same on both sides, but I just used a different fabric on the inside. So on both sides on the inside, the lining fabric has a different fabric than the lining and the pocket. And it all works out fine because it's nice to see a little peek of that fabric, but it's still, for those that like to have everything matching and coordinating and not kind of wild and crazy, you know, my style. So this will be going out in the mail this week. I think the only thing I would change on this, and everything was done and I didn't want to start popping seams and turning things right side out again. I only did 1 line of stitching here. Normally I do 2 when I'm doing tote bags, and it's going to be fine. And structurally everything is good, but I did notice that I feel like once you start using this bag and putting things in it, it will pull the lining down. But I think having a second line of stitching on here would ensure that the lining is not going to ride up at all and get into the zipper, because that is so frustrating. But I did do my little trick where the lining is attached to the outer fabric, so it's not coming out. You can't, this is attached, it's not coming out, which is good. And I don't think it's gonna be a concern, but just to let you know, keep an eye on it, pay attention, and once you have things in it, it's gonna weigh it down. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Not too long of handles, and it's all ready to go. After I quadruple check for threads. I finished my earbud pouches. I had so much fun making these. And then I found a little, really neat little thing about these when they're done. So let me show you how they work. So you have your little keychain here. You can just hook this onto your key fobs. Some people, if you don't have to put your keys in the ignition of your car, some people like to hang these right to their key fob. So there's going to be matching key fobs and coordinating key fobs and just random key fobs that you might like that you can choose to bundle it with. But I made this for the earbuds. Now they come, the Apple earbud thingies come in different sizes now. So you have your original. These are not, these are just an Amazon Walmart type special that I purchased really inexpensively. So I wanted to make sure that these would fit in, and they fit in very well. And you just close and snap the cover, and then you can hang it from your purse or your backpack. People hang it from their keys when they're going to the gym and stuff like that. So you have it all set. But if you have the larger size, like this one is, I made it specifically for this size and a little bit larger because you don't want to make it for the small size. You want to make it for the large one. So you've seen this before, but it fits in there just perfectly. It's not snug, but it's comfortable. So you have just a, let me see, here we go, a little bit of wiggle room right there. So you can hang it. But as I was putting the snaps on and doing things, I went, I wonder. Now, I know a lot of you are like me and you don't always want to carry a big purse or wallet. So here's one of my old Walmart gift cards that my daughter likes to give me gift cards for Christmas and stuff. So if this is your debit card, your credit card, your driver's license, look at what I accidentally did. I made it to fit your driver's license and your credit card. I thought that was just the neatest little oopsie, and that worked out so well. So you can put your earbuds in there. You could put your credit card. Oh, that one's a little bit snug. I don't think I would do that because it's gonna make my card bend. Maybe you need two. One for your earbuds and one for your card. Yes, I would definitely keep those separate, but you could put your cards in there and a little bit of cash, your library card. This would be really good for the kids to have their library cards or their school ID if they don't need to have it around their neck. I don't know what the rules are nowadays, but have your library card, a little bit of cash, go off to the thrift store or the flea market, the farmer's market, and you have everything right there. You can even hook it onto your belt loop or something if you want. If you have a big old bag, you can hook it onto here. And I don't know, I didn't show you, but I don't know if you saw, I also added, my crafty godmother likes to hang some things like her sunglasses or her glasses off of the little rings, so I added the little rings in there too. So you can hang it inside your bag like that. So let me show you the ones I've made so far. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make some more. What my overall plan is to open up a Shopify. I've gone back and forth. Should I open a Shopify or should I stay on Etsy? I believe they all have the white swirl to start with, but going forward, I'll probably mix and match different things. So should I open a Shopify? So I got to the point where I decided, yes, I should open a Shopify. Then it's, when should I open? I like this one for some strange reason. When should I open the Shopify? Should I do it in July or do it a little earlier? Another favorite. So I decided I'm going to do it soon. And I'm going to actually let someone else set it up for me. There are a lot of really smart people that can set them up super quick in just a few hours. I thought that was thread, but it's the chain link that's broken. And make sure everything works. And if you go to checkout, you can actually purchase what you'd like and there won't be a problem. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna put all of these new items in there that I'm working on. I have a feeling I might actually have 100 or more, new items to go into the new Shopify. So I'll let you guys know when it's up. But if you see something that you'd like to purchase and I haven't put it anywhere, fun watermelon for summertime, just take a screenshot so I know exactly which one you want. Send me a message somewhere. Hopefully I'll get it. If you don't hear from me right away, then chances are it's in a weird place I didn't check. But if you send me a message on Etsy, on Instagram, through Facebook Messenger, that one takes me a little bit longer to notice sometimes. And then also through email. Let me know what you'd like to purchase and I'll pop it into my Etsy shop. But I'm gonna keep making some more of these. I have loads of fabric that I can make them in all different fabrics, the little paw prints. This one's fun too. I think you can have something like this, another favorite. I just pick fabrics that I like looking at that I hope someone else might like too. This one has the yellow star. Is it an Ohio star? I don't know. I'm terrible with quilt block names. This was one of the ones that I'd sewed oopsies, so the chain is on the opposite side. It's still gonna work the same. Again, it's on a swivel, so it doesn't really matter much. This one's fun too. The little tools of the trade. I love this green one with the flowers, tone on tone. Little Chuck the Duck. So if you have a little one or yourself, you like ducks, this is a nice little first wallet for a little one to put their money in, to put a gift card, to go to the library, as I said, to put some stickers in it, or as it's intended, to put the earbuds. If you guys have been here for a while, you might remember the scissor pouch that has this shape to it. I don't have any of my large scissors right here, but it holds your scissors beautifully, plus other little notions. I was deciding whether or not to make any more of these when one of you guys sent me an email saying that you saw these somewhere and that it'd be a great thing for the shop. So I appreciate the nudge. So I have cut out the fabric for them. I just haven't sewn any up yet. These are all going to be one solid fabric. But once I get more things done, I'll go back and make more of the things I've already made. I had so much fun making the pencil pouch that I cut out the fabric, yes, of course, for more of those. And I used a layer cake that Missouri Star had sent, and they have such pretty fabrics in this one layer cake. So I have fun lining fabrics to go with it. I thought this fabric was really sweet. So I'm going to do a big grand opening once I get everything sewn and into the shop. I haven't actually paid anyone to make the shop yet, so it doesn't actually exist, but we're getting there. This is a pretty fabric. I thought these were just really nice. It's really kind of fun to work with fabrics based on the season. So when the fabrics come out and then you sew with them, it's very fun. This was a layer cake. I think layer cakes are a great way to play with some of the fabric and get a nice chunk of it. I do love my charm squares and mini charms. So everything, the lining and the fabric for the outside are all from the same layer cake. If you really need to know, let me know and I'll see if I can figure out what it was. I have shown it previously when Missouri Star sent it to me. I've only gotten as far as this with the matching key fobs to go with the wallets. They have the fabric and the fusible fleece on the inside and prepared. I obviously don't have as much of these as I do these. So anytime you order something like this, if you want a matching key fob, just let me know and I can let you know if I have any more of the fabric. I'm trying to use small, less than a fat quarter to make smaller items just to get them made. But these are from a fat quarter bundle, so I was able to cut some of the key fobs. I don't think you absolutely have to have these two together. I think it's just as much fun to mix and match anyway. I got as far with my little coin wallets, coin purses, wallets, whatever you want to call them, to the point where I just need to sew the lining closed and then, you know, make them all pretty and stuff. So they have the same lobster twisty clasp on it. So this can get hooked to this and this together and you'll have a nice little everything in one spot combo. So I don't have a bunch, but I have a bunch of all those. This one, that's one of my favorite fabrics. Here is this one, so you can have like a matching set if you wanted to. The paw prints. I've been working like after dinner, just something that I can just push through the sewing machine and not really have a lot of thought like it was for the tote bag and getting measurements right. So I also worked on, nothing's finished, right? I finished these. The Earbud, AirPod thingies are finished, but nothing else is really like finished. So I also worked on the fabric bookmarks from the same fabric lines and stuff. And I got as far as stitching the ribbon in and all the way around. So now they just need to be trimmed the corners, turned right side out, tuck it in and stitch it around. So I have those in the same matching fabrics, plus some other fun ones that you guys have seen before. There's that watermelon one. I have the license plates. And they have fusible fleece on them. I've had my daughter test them out and I've seen what other people are selling online that aren't the laminated bookmarks. And it seems to be like a heavyweight interfacing or fusible fleece, works out really well. It's not super thick, so I think it's a really nice thing. And I have the fun ribbons that you'll see when I turn them right side out eventually. And then I'm going to get into the boxy bags. Those take a little bit more time, and while you can just push them through the sewing machine, it's a lot different making a boxy bag than chain piecing the AirPod little storage containers. or any of these other like zipper pouches. Those are really quick and easy because they're small and contained, and the boxy bags take just a bit more time. So that's everything I've worked on this week. I think I might have done some other things here and there, but I think that is plenty. Congratulations to our winners. Congratulations to my patrons who are receiving a new hot pad. Happy Mother's Day. Ice cream in the summertime, ice cream in the winter, I don't care. I don't get to eat soft serve anymore really because of the allergy to milk, but soft serves with that crunchy cone, those are really good. So if you want for your scrappy words, you can tell me one of your favorite fabrics that you saw. You can tell me the answer to our question, which female sitcom star had to fight the network to be able to wear slacks on screen? And there are your choices: Mary Tyler Moore, Marlo Thomas, Lucille Ball, and Jean Stapleton. Do you guys know who all those ladies are? I do. I loved all those shows. Come on back on Friday and see if I've done any of my UFOs in the month of April. I spent so much time sewing all of this. Did I have time to work on a UFO? You'll have to come back on Friday to see. Until then, if you want to watch something else, I've chosen 2 videos for you here. Bye.